Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you were just over on Aaron Smith-Levin, Grown Up in Scientology, we're just firing it up over here now. And as soon as I see, there we go. We've got, let's put it in the right thing here. We got Aaron and we got Mike.
Oh, look, you got the new logo.
I got another one. Total, yeah. We have, if we have 50 different SPTV network logos, that would be a low count.
Your logo's too damn big, or my head's too big.
Or your head's too big.
My logo wasn't over Mike's head.
Okay, take it easy. Look, there you go. Jane.
Oh, but how did you do your BFG logo?
What do you mean how? I put it in the logo on StreamYard. Yeah, I could pick this one. I could pick this bigger one. Yeah.
Oh, you could either make it big. We got to try to figure out how to put the logo on the bottom corner, which would be impossible to cover up a head. And, yeah.
That's okay. We'll figure it out. We're just working out the kinks, guys. All this SPTV network is all new.
Or
we could all move down. Here we go. Yeah.
Oh wait, you were telling me to move up.
Well, now we're telling you to move down.
Now you're telling me to move down?
No, you're good. You're good right where you are, Mike. Don't do anything Aaron tells you to do. Okay, let's see. Let's go to the comments. Okay, Claire. Of course, Claire's already. Has Claire started any comments? No, she hasn't started any.
Nothing.
Look at that. She's been working over on somebody else's channel, I guess.
It's not mine.
I think she's working for Goldie. Goldie started a YouTube channel, and now Claire's the admin for Goldie. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Goldie didn't start a YouTube channel. Goldie's awesome. Let's see here. Zachary. Zachary says, what was Shelly like personality-wise? Get the vibe since DM is crazier than Shelly was the nice one. Actually, everyone actually liked. Shelly was very nice to me. I never had any... I don't remember having any real bad interactions with Shelly. Sometimes I've heard people say she was mean or she was harsh, and I had a good relationship with her. So what about
everybody
you, Mike?
in the Sea Org and as an executive in the Sea Org was mean or harsh. I mean, you didn't survive as an executive in the Sea Org without having those attributes. I had a very long-standing relationship with Shelly since she was 11, and I got along exceedingly well with her. I really liked Shelly. She was very smart. She had a very, very fast reaction to things like her. And I'm trying to think of a way of saying it without using Scientology terms, but her comm lag was very short.
Her reaction time.
And I know that there are plenty of people who have stories about how mean she was to them, but she was never mean to me. I thoroughly enjoyed my interactions with Shelly.
Yeah, one of my interactions was when she was in a nightie from, in like a real sheer nightie from being asleep when she answered the door, so that wasn't too bad either. Anyway, let's get going here. Marilyn says, guys, you got to include Ian Rafalco in the SPTV network. He was a little salty about it the other day on one of his lives. This
anybody can be included.
Yeah, anybody can be part of S. It's not a real thing. It's just whoever wants to be part of SPTV. Like
There's no licensing agreement.
Yeah, all three of us just said, hey, welcome to SPTV. So, Ian, if you're out there, just say welcome to SPTV.
Welcome to SPTV.
Now you're on SPTV.
We are going to grow our network.
Yes.
We are operating on the inclusion, the beehive mentality idea of the internet of everybody can participate. Everybody can be part of it. We have more original programming on SPTV than Scientology has had on Scientology TV. Over the last year, we've done more original programming, new programming in 1 week than they have produced in a year. So everybody's welcome. Yeah. Come on down.
Well, and so anyone who wants to say welcome to SPTV just needs to ask Mark to send them Well, Marc is collecting up all of the SPTV decals that people email to any one of us.
Yeah.
And
I'm just going to put them in a folder and share them with everybody. So if you want to be part of the SPTV network, then go to the About page of the Blown for Good channel and go to my email. You can't do it on a phone. You can't do it on an iPad. You got to do it on a computer, on a browser. Go in there, email me, and I'll share the folder with you, and you can be part of the network. And then hopefully there's not some kind of power struggle and people fight over wet contents being shed or something like that.
Pretty soon we're going to be bigger than Netflix.
Yeah. Hello, amigos. Marc, what did you think of Bowfinger and its satire of Scientology? They called it Mind Body. To be fair, Bowfinger came out so long ago, and I haven't watched it recently, so I'd have to watch it newly. But I think it is one of the most commonly referred to movies that kind of, diss Scientology without saying the word Scientology.
I remember when it came out, it was remarkable how they were very obviously pillorying Scientology, and it was groundbreaking for its time in that regard.
Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy.
Yep.
STE says, if you had to contract the int base, how did you call? Oh, contact. If you had to contact the int base, how did you call? You called 323-960-3569. And
Marc's sister answered the phone.
Yeah, my sister was the director of communications until I escaped, and then she was offloaded. She was a security threat. Is there a Scientology switchboard? Yes, she was the head of the switchboard, and there's a girl, like an operator, who would sit there. How did you ask to be through to a top secret base? Did you have to special code word to validate it was you? No, Golden Era Productions was just a production company, so you just call Golden Era Productions at the number and say, can I talk to Marc? And if it was somebody that I had approval, like a business relationship with, then they would had a list, and they could just look and they go, oh, and they just put you through to me. And it would ring in my office, and then, somebody'd answer the phone and say, hey, Marc, it's for you. That's just like anywhere else where you have a business. But if you wanted to call out, you would also have to go and call the operator and say, you'd have to have a prior proposal that was approved to be able to make outside calls. And then you had to get through a financial planning. You had to get a certain amount of money put onto your phone account so that it could your calls could draw from that account.
Yeah, but if someone called in that wasn't a business associate, Marc, like if you're some family member, like your dad called, and he would just be, oh, I'm sorry, Marc's not available right now.
We can't find
Leave a
him.
Message, and that message would go into the round file.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. No special code words. Okay, the next one from the same person. Thank you, STE. Again, how does DM truly feel about Tom Cruise? Are they really best friends, or is it more transactional with DM using him deliberately for his fame, money, and influence? Is DM jealous of him? I mean, from my witnessing the interaction, I do truly think that I don't know if good friends would be the best thing for it, but I think
consider themselves equals.
Yes, Tom Cruise considers himself the most dedicated Scientologist besides David Miscavige, and David Miscavige considers Tom Cruise the next best dedicated Scientologist besides himself. And Tom Cruise even said, LRH is here, L. Ron Hubbard's here, David Miscavige is here, and I'm here. Like that's where this number 3 in Scientology comes from. It wasn't that he considers him number 3. He just considers himself the third most dedicated Scientologist.
But there is no question that Miscavige takes great pleasure and revels in the ability that Tom Cruise has to get him glad-handing with the Steven Spielbergs and whoever else in the world. Yeah. Not that has happened for a number of years now, but that was that was something that was very important to Miscavige.
Yeah. Just because Anthony put it up over here, even though I mentioned it over there, there's your super chat, Anthony. That was about the email. Okay, Dragonfish over here too. Dragonfish handmade goods. Have y'all thought about buying Scientology garbage? I mean, fair play, right? Love y'all. Keep fighting the good fight. I've got 3 boys and 2 dogs and 2 cats. I got enough garbage floating around to I could share it with 3 other families. We'd still have too much garbage. Zachary, what was Shelley like? Oh, we did that one. Sorry. Did the Imp base always feel like a prison, or did it gradually become one? When did you realize you were not free to leave? That's a really good question. In the early 90s, it did not feel that much like a prison unless you were restricted to the property, which I sometimes was. But if you were allowed to go home to what was called Sea Org berthing, to your apartment that you lived in the town of Hemet or San Jacinto, depending on where you lived, you could go to, Walmart on Sunday morning when you're supposed to be doing your laundry, or you could walk to the In-N-Out or something like that. But then as the years kind of went on, the ability to go into town and the ability to go shopping and stuff like that that was really clamped down on. Wow. STE again. What does DM fear the most? Failing to expand the church in case LRH returns? Being perceived as a failure to other Scientologists? Or being ousted in a coup? Something else? That's a good one. Mike, what do you think?
Being perceived as a failure, because that would lose him his power.
I would tend to agree with you on that.
I think he's over the LRH coming back. I think that's like that ship sailed, 10 years ago or whatever, after the 21 years from 86, whenever that was, 2007. And I think now he fears being perceived as not succeeding in expanding Scientology, and therefore not being able to hold his position.
Yeah. Okay. Terry Perry Lux. This is for Aaron. Did you get my super chat? I missed it.
I don't know. Did I answer it? If I answered it, I got it.
Okay.
This super chat business is really, really hard.
I know.
It is really hard to know that people are handing over their hard-earned cash for this. And it's not possible to get to all of these questions.
If you're doing super chats over here now, at 550, that's the cutoff. I'm going to read that's a cutoff now. I've got 37 and I've got 15 minutes. So no more super chats right now. Sorry. I just realized there's already so many. If marriage means nothing in the Sea Org, why was Shelley Dave's assistant? It does mean something. If you are married, then you can have relations with someone. And if you're not married, you cannot have relations. So I suppose at one time, Shelley and Dave wanted to have some relations, and so they got married.
Yeah, but an answer to this question. Well, go ahead, Mike.
No, go, Aaron.
David Miscavige wouldn't want his wife working in another organization where she can blabber about Dave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. He wants the people that are closest to him, close to him. Like this inner circle that surrounds David Miscavige is a very, very small circle.
Yes. Okay. Ellen says, I'm sure this has been answered before, but I apologize. New subscriber. What's a weekly Scientology service like? Scientology doesn't really have a standard weekly service. They only have that as a kind of a front that they put on to pretend that they're a religion. And so they have a book called, I think it's in What is Scientology?
No, the background and ceremonies of the Church of Scientology. I compiled that thing.
Yeah, and it's just a list of phony wedding ceremonies and weekly services and a prayer for this. Go ahead, Aaron.
Quick answer. They read a little article by L. Ron Hubbard, and then they do a short group auditing session. And to see what that looks like, go to Reckless Ben's YouTube channel. They recorded an undercover video of a group auditing session at a Scientology Sunday service. It's hilarious.
It is good. And the guy's like, why are we doing this? So good. Guys, you gotta. Oh, we did that. Sorry, Claire. Well, now Claire's highlighting all the super chats now that she got here. Hattiesburg Patriot. Do you all ever go back and watch Bob and Marc Bunker picketing Scientology circa late 1990s? Bob was hilarious. I haven't watched any of those lately. But when I first was kind of looking at Scientology on the internet, those Marc Bunker videos were one of the only sort of Scientology expose videos that existed. So I have seen pretty much all of Marc Bunker's videos from watching them way back when.
I did go back and watch a whole bunch when we were doing the Aftermath show.
Yeah.
They are funny.
The ones where he plays the circus music?
Yeah. And some of Bob Minton's responses and reactions and statements were like pretty clever.
Yes, they were. Watched Repo Man with my adult son last night. Forgot it had a minor COS parody subplot. Yes.
Is that Sylvester Stallone?
No, I think it's Emilio Estevez and Repo Man.
Are you thinking Men at Work?
I think you're thinking of Demolition Man.
Oh, possibly.
That's with Sly Stone and Wesley Snipes.
You were right. Emilio Estevez is.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for that, Alex. 30 Clearwater Chad, 36 and sunny in Colorado where the Headleys live. Thank you for the weather, Clearwater Chad. Back to you, Aaron, on SPTV Network. Clearwater Chad. I don't know if he comes in your videos all the time, Aaron, but I only do a few lives a week, and he's in every one. Elsie says, all this talk about Shelley causing her...
is all this talk about Shelley causing her problems?
I don't think so.
It's not causing her problems. It's causing Dave problems, but it's not causing her problems.
Exactly. JP Stone, do you think L. Ron believed his own BS? I do. For the most part. He was a crazy old bat. Youth Canoe. Sorry if this has been addressed already, but what is this I'm now hearing about the Duke of Chug? The Duke of Chug was a thing that L. Ron Hubbard wrote about because the Duke of Chug knew all about computers, and also that this mouse thing was never going to catch on, and we should not use that at all. There really is a lot of L. Ron Hubbard advices about computerization. And the reason that Hubbard knew so much about how computers were going to go, even though he didn't predict the internet, but this Duke of Chug used to run planets with computers and whole solar systems, even galaxies. And so Hubbard wanted to emulate that. And there is an advice where, to be fair, it wasn't L. Ron Hubbard that said it, but this guy Foster, who used to be the computer genius that would send stuff to L. Ron Hubbard. And in one of these back and forths, him and Hubbard talk about this mouse thing, and that's only going to be used on very, very limited systems where artists like to use it. And
I don't think the Duke of Chug gets enough credit. I mean, Xenu gets.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Xenu gets all the limelight, all the spotlight.
To be fair, Lord Xenu was Duke of Chug's boss. I'm pretty sure. So, if the Duke of Chug reported to anybody, it was this guy, Lord Xenu. This is just a bobblehead wearing a Lord Xenu costume, but this is what Xenu looked like. This is our artist representation.
That's not my recollection.
Well,
by the way.
Yeah. South Park did it. Okay. Mr. Guy Patrick, why do some celebs seem not to get the same hate level for being in Scientology, yet others seem to get tons of hate? I couldn't answer that, Mr. Guy Patrick, but I do know that Elizabeth Moss, playing the character that she plays on a TV show that is very close to a Sea Org member kind of mentality and lifestyle and even kind of group, that's maybe why she gets some hate. And then Tom Cruise, just because he knows about all the stuff David Miscavige is up to, according to David Miscavige. So I don't know about anybody else. Greetings from Centennial. It's overcast here, and Clearwater Chad lied. Tee-hee. It is. Yeah, it isn't sunny. Good point, Cat Maggie. Thank you for that. Yeah, let's get super chats calling out other super chatters. That seems like a very productive thing to do. The Europeans asked all the questions I wanted to ask, so I thought I'd just say hello and keep up the good work. Thank you. I appreciate that name that I can't pronounce. Old Nan, I vote for Dirty Cracker Lickers. Me too, Old Nan. Maybe you guys could agree on that. Dirty Cracker Lickers sounds great. What is SPTV? Is this another channel? And how do I get it? I love you all so much. STB is a loose collective of Scientology YouTube channels. The only people that are officially not really allowed to be part of SPTV is the Scientology official YouTube channel, because they don't have any actual content that's true. And this is the only accurate content on Scientology is being broadcast on SPTV.
I think it's Claire Bears and the Cracker Lickers. That's pretty much probably
Cracker Lickers. That's
Claire Bears.
Just leave off the dirty. You don't have to be a dirty cracker licker, just a cracker licker.
Yeah.
There is a guy who sent me a picture today. He was holding a bobblehead, my book. He had a cracker in his mouth, half hanging out, and he was standing in front of Golden Era Productions on Highway 79, like right in front of their sign. And I was like, dude, that's very ballsy, because they're going to get your license plate on that one. There's no way they don't know who you are, unless you went there in a rental. I hope you went there in a rental. SPTV network is growing faster than Scientology.
Oh,
yep.
Absolutely.
Truth, right there. Facts. Spitting facts here, folks. Just founded the Cancun org of SPTV. Well, look at that. Perfect. Thank you, Douglas Robinson. Yeah, we need as many members as we can. Heck, I think I'll start a Never In channel so I can be an SPTV. Yeah, This could be a new thing. Anybody can have it. Just say, I was never in Scientology, but I'm part of the
SPTV network.
Welcome to SPTV.
Why is it up the bridge? Surely it should be over or across the bridge. Surely that has MU written all over it. Yet nobody in Scientology mentions it. LRH and Wee Dave spouting it for decades.
Hubbard specifically answered this question, and he said the bridge goes from a lower state of being to a higher state of being. So in other words, it's not a freaking bridge. It's it's like a this. Anyway, that was the thing. It's up the bridge, not across. So there you go.
Okay, good. Thank you, Aaron. Another one for Aaron, MB826. Aaron, how do you know Marc's sister? Why did finding out who she was blow your mind? Best wishes from Corpus Christi, Texas. Bitty Bitty Bomb Bomb.
That's a throwback reference to tour. Okay, because when I was training at Flag here in Clearwater back in, from 1993 to 1996, but really 1998, Stephanie Pope was a senior executive at the Flag Land Base, and I know her as Stephanie Pope. I don't even remember what she looked like. I just know Stephanie Pope and Tom Pope. They were both senior executives. So in present day, I know Marc's sister's name is Stephanie Latienne. I had no idea that was Stephanie Pope, because I don't know what Stephanie Pope looks like.
There you go.
So there you go.
I don't either, because I haven't seen her since 2005. Douglas Robinson, SPTV getting more super chats than Scientology. Absolutely. Douglas, to be fair, I don't even think Scientology gets any super chats.
I bet you guys are selling more books than Scientology too.
100%. I know that for a fact, because their book is not as high as mine on Amazon.
Right.
For the longest time, I think from 2009, I want to say probably from 2009 up until a few years ago, my book was always in the top 10 of Scientology books on Amazon. And sometimes Dianetics, depending on who had books out at that time, Leah or Mike or whoever, depending on who had books out at that time, Dianetics couldn't even get into the top 10 of the most read books on Amazon or bought. Hi from California. How familiar are with the Lake Forest Ideal Org? What?
Where's Lake
Used
Forest?
to deliver there, and only 4 really good-looking people were there. Locally,
that's the South Coast Mission, I think.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
And they called it the Ideal Mission of the South Coast Ideal Mission.
Yeah.
They started doing this ideal mission thing, which is absolutely, it's even has less meaning than ideal org.
Yeah. And also that Lake Forest mission was tiny. It was big for a mission. Like the fact that they had 5 staff or whatever was like, woohoo. But
they win the birthday game every year.
Yeah, because they do something and most missions do nothing. Okay, thank you, Falconator51. Denver Stevo, loving SPTV, gents. Question for Mike. What was it like to work with Tommy Davis? Any good stories about your adventures together? Osa smells like poo. Okay, thank you, Denver Stevo.
What was it like to work with Tommy Davis? Unpleasant. He was the epitome of a brown noser and would say and do anything to keep himself looking good. And if that meant anybody around him looked bad, well, too bad. He just wanted the glory for himself, and he really didn't know what he was doing. He thought that he knew what he was doing all the time. He thought that he was the expert in public relations. He was the expert spokesperson. He knew how to deal with everything and everybody. And in the end, he was just really a big screw up.
Yeah.
I don't think Tommy Davis was liked by anyone he's ever worked with, including
I know.
his wife.
He wasn't a friendly person. He was a little punk. I always thought he was a little punk. And even when we were at Gold and he was at CC, I was like, oh, this kid is a total punk. And then somebody told me, Mark, he's the exact same age as you. And I was like, what? I always thought he was a little kid, a little punk. Jordan Welch, thank you for the super chat. I prefer my, Yaya says, I prefer my crackers to be pre-licked. Me as well. Yes, absolutely. Ken's channel, do I need to write you guys a real heavy SPTV jingle? Absolutely, Ken. I'll take anything I can get. Logos, jingles. It looks like there are 100 small orgs live here. Yes, there are.
Yes.
Yes. Any comment on the passing of Dan Sherman? Oh, wow. I think we might have to do a video about that. I don't think we need to talk about that right now because I got 21 questions to answer in the next 30 minutes. 3 minutes.
Three.
Michelle Carter, is there anything new with Tampa Brad? Yes, and Aaron's going to do a video on that soon. Going clear. Claire Headley on Scientology. Mike, what's going on with Narcan these days? The one I work with. We'll answer that over at when we get over to Mike's channel. We'll talk about Narcan first thing up. How about we call our tribes the clear heads or the clear Headleys? Okay, see, still up for discussion. Hey guys, do you know a gal named Zenobia Reed? She's a superpower auditor. Also love you guys all so silly, and I'm going to submit an SPTV logo. Zenobia Reed? I've never heard of her.
Nope, don't know.
Sorry, tie-dye thighs. Can we get SPTV t-shirts? Absolutely. Yes, they will be in the new SP store when it hatches. So it should be called the ladder to total freedom. Dave needs a ladder. Yes, that's a good idea, Jude. The step stool to total freedom.
I think that's why in the TV show The Path, which is a ripoff of Scientology, they
call it the ladder.
They call it the ladder.
That's awesome. Granny Monster. Mira estos tres amigos. Gracias, Granny Monster. Why don't we hear from Leah anymore? Leah has 3 TV shows that she's doing. She's busy. She's a busy gal. Hey guys, I'm never in, but I loved all this nonsense. I need to know where you guys obtained all the smuggled out documents before you blew or after. I got them after. Mike?
Before.
There you go. There you go, guys. That was a good one. A Billion Years is a badass title for a book.
Thank you.
Perfect. Mark, I did the 2nd grade at Chirimoya. Whoa, go Chirimoya. That's the school I went to.
So did Christy.
No, she didn't.
Maybe not the 2nd grade, but she went to Chirimoya.
Lived at the Shangri Lodge. I would shoplift a concession at the Manor Hotel courtyard on the regular. The Manor Hotel didn't have really that much when I lived there, and I kind of was gone from there about 85, 86. But that's pretty cool. Awesome, Eastgate 360. Can Casey Isaac. Aaron, great chat with Andrew today. So great to hear what he was thinking through that interview. Oh, if you haven't seen it, Aaron did a chat with Andrew about him interviewing that Playboy model. Claire, could you ask Robert Fisher from Visa? Oh my God. If it's a sign, I didn't know if I was reading something I shouldn't be reading. In Clearwater is a Scientologist. I can't find any proof. You can just look at the person's name and then say Scientology service completions. And if they're a Scientologist, you can usually find out that way.
Yep.
Ruth W., wouldn't Scientology offer a slow demise and just the fact that anyone older who takes pain meds can't get auditing, anyone who has had an anti-anxiety meds, etc.? I mean, not even Tylenol 7 days prior. It would definitely limit some people, but if you really, really wanted to be in Scientology, you got to not do drugs or do any of those things. Okay, we're down to the last 10 here. Did Ron say if you want to get rich, start a religion? That has been credited to him. I'm not sure. I wasn't there when he said it, so I couldn't tell you one way or the other. But
several people have attested to the fact, and one person has attested that Scientology found that he never said it.
Okay, yeah.
But he only started the religion once the science he tried to start failed.
Right. And the science fiction he was writing, he was only making a penny a word for it.
And he did get rich.
Yeah. So
there's that.
It kind of adds up. Y'all wonderful. Thanks for keeping all of us informed. Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate it. We try. Three Amigos and the Claire Bear. Is the 1-800 that they used still live? It would be terrible if they started getting loads of call on it. Yeah, I'm not sure if the 1-800 I want help number for the Imp Base is still live or not. But it was 1-800 I want help. So Sea Org members could remember what it was if they got lost and needed help.
When Josh Charbonneau left, I think that died.
Okay, why?
Josh was the person who answered that. Josh Charbonneau.
Oh, that's right.
Hundreds of people into Scientology by answering the 1-800 for help or Dianetics or whatever it was.
That's right.
And he was really, really good at it because he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, the 1-800 I want help.
Bagels in Toronto.
It went to the same place as 1-800 for Dianetics or Scientology. So there was actually a unit in Scientology that was in the Planetary Dissemination Org, which was a division of Golden Era Productions, and they had a glass fishbowl office that was called the 1-800 unit, and it just had a bank of phones in there. And if you were, I mean, Josh was the in charge of the unit, but if you were one of these people who might be getting a little up there or might not be able to move around so much or any of that, you got posted in the 1-800 unit. And because all you had to do was pick up that phone and talk. Okay. Just binge watched Severance this week on Apple TV. Would love your perspective on it. Severance is the, when you're in Severance, that's the Sea Org. And there is no going out of Severance. You're always in Severance. That's my
good answer.
Take on it. Sorry, I'm just trying to rip through these guys. Have you ever thought about an SP cruise or an adventure tour? By the way, I challenge everyone to donate monthly to the Aftermath Foundation. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa, we are about to go on a cruise. Mike, Aaron, and I are going on a cruise. And I don't know what you guys are going to do because
next week.
Yeah, because next week there's not going to be any lives unless we can. If they do, they may have internet that's fast enough to do it on the cruise. And if they do, I guarantee you Aaron will be doing them. And depending on
5 times a day, baby.
Depending on how inebriated I am and whether Mike is relaxing somewhere or not, we may or may not join him on those lives. But I was thinking about doing an SP cruise. It does get a little old, the Scientology nonsense, but if we were going to do a cruise and it was just understood that there's going to be a whole bunch of people that are going to ask us about Scientology for a week or 3 days or 5 days or whatever you guys are up for, I would do it. And I go on a cruise at least once a year. We have been on 2 or 3 cruises in 1 year, but that was a very big year for us. So, what about you, Mike? Would you do a Scientology cruise?
Oh God, I don't know.
What about you, Aaron? Would you do a Scientology cruise? SP cruise.
I think that's what we have been doing. We've been doing SP cruise at least once a year for
Well, yeah.
I don't know, 5 years now.
Yep.
But it's a private SP cruise. We're not
Exactly.
inviting people
We don't
to
have to
come
talk
on the
about
cruise.
if we don't want to. I mean,
a one day,
A day
for
cruise?
1 day.
A
fishing
Tampa,
trip,
a Tampa
one-day
charter,
fishing trip.
a
You know, one
Tampa.
of those things where you
We could-
leave in
we-
the evening, overnight, you come back in the afternoon, like a 1 day thing.
Okay.
And there could be some stipulations. You know, please don't ask me about Marty Rathbun again.
Well,
Or, you know,
I think we could do a 3-day. I don't think you could do a 2-day, Aaron. I think 3-day is the minimum.
Sure.
Okay, so we'll put it. We'll the to be discussed, to be determined. Okay, real quick, and then we're gonna flip over to Mike's channel. Hey guys, I'm a never in, but I love all this nonsense. I need to know.
You already did that.
Oh man, I guess Claire's. Can't wait for Claire to write her Scientology story. Love to Claire and the Cracker Liquor. Mike and AA Ron on SPTV. Look at this person's got an SPTV logo.
oh, I
as
like
their
that little
thumbnail.
cross.
In
Oh.
fact, I
Oh,
think
look at that.
Quinn must have been
Oh.
the one to email me a
With a
bunch of
seal.
those.
Yeah, and we do have
Seal
some
green.
really good S and double triangle SP logos. So they integrated the Scientology S and double triangle, and they just put a P with it. Have you ever thought about it? Oh my goodness,
Come
Mike,
on,
Mike, what did you and Tommy D say to each other when COB was sending you those insane abusive texts over in UK? Were you able to say what you really thought?
No. And I
No
would
way.
never say what I really thought to Tommy Davis.
Yeah.
Absolutely one of the last people in the Sea Org that I would say that to.
Yeah, Tommy Davis is a bus
would've
thrower
thrown
under.
me. I would've-
If there's a bus driving by, Tommy's gonna throw you under it. Lathanda, hi from Germany. What strategies, methods you used to unlearn the Scientology thinking that was programmed into your brains? Was counseling an option? Yeah, absolutely. Counseling is an option. How did you do that, Aaron? I don't think I've ever heard how you kind of just did your own thing.
No strategy, just
I always answer this with my way of doing this was to spend time with others who had been where I had been and done what I had done, and hear their experiences and share them and understand, you know, what seemed normal at the time wasn't normal. The things that I thought I was crazy about, I wasn't really crazy because other people saw the same stuff too and thought it was crazy. But when you're there, you think you're crazy, or you're trying to figure out how you are the one that is the problem.
Yeah, that's a good point. STE, what does DM fear most about going on the stand? Is it the financial penalty he'd have to pay, or is he going under oath having to tell the truth and current Scientologists hearing his answers?
It's the latter. There's not much financial penalty in civil cases, even if you lie and perjure yourself on the stand. That it just doesn't happen. But what can happen is, again, going back to this idea of how I answered the earlier question, the fear of being seen as not being the successful leader driving Scientology into the next century of planetary clearing, that could be very, very dangerous and in his mind damaging, let alone being asked questions about Shelley and finances and where's the money being spent, that sort of stuff. So I'm bailing now. I'm going to
Okay,
go
you
over
go,
start
and
up.
then I'm going to answer one more question, and then we're going to jump over to Mike's channel. It says, going Claire, I don't know if you saw my comment earlier, but y'all should ship out of Galveston and visit Marty. on the cruise. Galveston. Okay, thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks, Aaron, for sticking in there. I'm going to play my outro, and then we are going to go over to Mike's channel.